On this opportunity to accumulate health, we're talking about how to get a 300% increase in nutrient absorption from your food. Maybe you've been eating your salads, your smoothies, all your organic everything, making your own homemade bread. You're doing all the right things. Why are you so tired, bloated, struggling, weak hair, nails? Maybe it isn't what you're eating. It's how much food your body, how much nutrient your body is actually absorbing and utilizing. So like I mentioned, we're going to unlock opportunities today to boost our nutrient absorption by upwards of 300%. That's a lot. Through simple everyday decisions. So the first thing to consider before we get into the slightly more complex pairing of foods and specific vitamins and minerals is, what are we eating and where is it coming from? You've probably seen the headlines stating, hey, 50, 90% reduction in B vitamins or vitamin C when food travels thousands of miles to reach our mouth, or it's sitting on a shelf in a grocery store for weeks. This is indeed true. We are losing nourishment from that food with this time. And this is a great reason to buy out of season fruits and vegetables frozen, because freezing is an amazing way to stop the enzymatic degradation of vitamins and minerals. It literally halts the enzymes that break them down. And amazingly, I know it's shocking, those frozen blueberries at Costco likely have multiplied times more nutritional value than the raw ones sitting in that little plastic Tupperware. This doesn't mean that raw ones are bad for us, but you could potentially be eating a whole lot of wholesome food that is devoid of nutrition you think you're getting from it. And some of the best fresh foods that hold a nutrient density for a long period of time are like carrots, beets, radishes, sweet potatoes, turnips, and also the whole grains when they're intact with their husk, say like a wheat berry or black rice or quinoa. They preserve their B vitamins and magnesium really well because of the covering they have. Unfortunately, most are using store-bought grains, flours, and maybe turning those into homemade sourdough breads, which of course taste delicious, super fluffy, look cool, but vitamins and mineral content in them is decimated from the months of sitting on the shelf without that intact husk caring for the grain. So for the homemade bread makers, I would aim to go all the way. Mill your own flours, get the family's taste buds recalibrated to this heartier bread. You're going to be so thankful because of the nutrient intake you're going to be receiving them from that bread. How could a population be overwhelmed with food availability and yet come up short over and over when it comes to vitamins and minerals? I think the simple answer is, one, our food travels a really long ways to get to most of our mouths, and we consume way too much ultra-processed food. Because ultra-processed foods, they're devoid of vitamins and minerals, but loaded with energy, with calories. And this strips our body of its own nutrient stores. So it's already an extremely complex process to get nutrients, from the food, from our mouth, into our gut, and then into the bloodstream. And that's in a pristine state. Now, this is not talking about when there's ultra-processed foods showing up on the daily. That becomes a huge challenge. In fact, one that seems to be insurmountable. Okay, now that we're loading our plates with pure local goodness at every opportunity, let's run through some quick tricks, you could say, for how to increase nutrients absorption up to 300%. The first one is, if you're trying to get iron in your body, is to pair iron with vitamin C. So pairing plant-based irons like spinach or lentils with vitamin C rich foods like oranges, bell peppers, tomatoes. Studies show that this can boost iron absorption by up to 300%. That's a huge deal. If you're a runner, if you're a menstruating woman, if you're a pregnant woman, you want to get the iron and you want to get it easy. Number two is cook your tomatoes. So cooking tomatoes releases lycopene. And lycopene is a powerful antioxidant that's been shown to reduce cancer risk. And the heat literally breaks down the cell walls in the tomato, making lycopene easier for your body to absorb. Prostate cancer specifically is a great one. where lycopene content can be supported both in treatment and prevention. All right, number 3 is combine olive oil or fish or fatty meals, fats with your meals. Olive oil, adding to your salads, to your vegetables, is just gold. In fact, the more oil you add, the more nutrient absorption you gather, according to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. And we're talking beta carotene, lutein, lycopene, the fat soluble vitamins like vitamin E, vitamin K, literally skyrocket when you add the fats to the salads, to the vegetable method. All right, number 4 is soak, sprout, ferment. I've done videos on this before. You can check them out. There's a reason people back in the day used these methods. It's not because they were dumb, because they didn't have any technology. No, because they were really intelligent and they knew they had to get nourishment from their foods. This greatly increases mineral absorption and it actually breaks down many of the inflammatory components of these foods, of grains, of legumes that would otherwise irritate our digestive tract by sprouting, by soaking. Do it. All right, number 5, you got to chew more. I got to chew more. If we're going to chew, chewing is how we absorb stuff. We got to masticate that food into oblivion. We want to do this. It's too simple, right? But there is a reason you have teeth, a tongue, enzymes secreted into your mouth when food enters. They're there to set your stomach up for massive success. Studies show that the slow eaters have less diabetes, less heart disease, less strokes. I want to be part of that camp. So your body, it's your most valuable asset, right? My body is. That is correct. Not your bank account. It is your body. Go ahead, unlock the full potential of your food. Not just eating, you are literally fueling yourself for better energy, sharper thinking, stronger immune system, clearer skin, more vibrant eyes, a life where your mind isn't overwhelmed by stressors and anxieties and depression, simply because of a nutrient lack. So many, way too many, are walking around with nutrient lack and experiencing life way underperforming simply because of food. All right, Dr. Matt, let me know what you were doing to maximize your 2025